Hi, this is Latin, and we're back with Software Inc.'s Play and Learn series on hard difficulty season 2. We're up to episode 9, product management. It's what we're going to be covering. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Okay, we're on March 1989, 2.2 mil liquid, 5.1 mil in bonds, 17.1 mil in stocks for a total of 27.2 mil. We're doing research for 3D 89, Architect simulation game. This is to release in May, so we're gonna first look at that, get marketing out the door so we can release this. We're going to do a press build, and if it has not been done already, we're going to do a height. And we have to make sure that the prints are in place. And if you click on print, nothing happens. That means this prints are in place already. Okay, clean codes development. We did a peer review. 0.8, we iterated it, so that's done. It's being marketed. Martians 2 is getting ready to go into development. Thundercars is getting ready to go into development soon. They're also working on Sergeant Stone RPG. Wins 3D, we gotta look at this because Design 2 seems to be dragging their feet with this. And then PCOS. Let's look at our releases. Wins OS Pro operating system release with bad. I've never had a bad release. And sparse marketing, that's not looking good. So this is one's gonna die. Wins 3D Pro will hopefully replace it. I'm not looking for too much out of this one. We're gonna market it and try to get as much as we can out of it. But the other thing that we released in operating system was the console operating system in 88. So and we have a PCOS project management, which we did assigned to Highland Tech, and he's completed it all. This is all complete. Now, I'm going to do one thing that I've never done before with hopes that this works. We're going to change this to PC Console OS. We're going to take Core off of it because Core does not have enough hardware. We're going to leave design on it. We're going to check to make sure design has enough hardware. Support 2, marketing, legal 2, that's SCM. So this is going to be XQ. So XQ is going to be the prototype software. AAA hosting, 300. Hype, yes. Auto develop, we're going to put yes on auto develop. Only sequels, yes on only sequels. Use framework, we're not going to worry about framework. Single IP, no. If it's a sequel, then this can't be a single IP. It's one or the other. Post-marketing, pre-marketing, physical copies, this has to go. And print, we're going to do 20. Remember, this is hardware. $120 per print. Since I put this to auto develop, that should automatically put the design team on it. Secondary backup, I have secondary backup teams. I have the CEO on it, which is Highland. So let's see if this works. Design is here and core is here. Now let's go look at design quickly. There's 5 of them. I got 3 2-stars for hardware. I think there should be enough. 5. We want to double check that. How many? This is the best way to check console. Go in advanced to existing. Okay, select the same features you had in the last console. We usually just add 1. And then level these up. In fact, we're going to assign this to that project management because I wanted to add something new. And I can't add anything new unless I create a design doc. So we're going to add the external drive, and then we're going to have to go physically at the external drive. So that's $274.99. 100%, 25% waste. We got 109 mil consumer reach. That should do it. Next page. And here's where we haven't picked a name. Oh, that would be a note. Let me get out of that. Let me do this the right way. Make a sequel. Make that a pro. Everything's the same. I'm not gonna let you guys go through this all over again. Okay, the only thing we're gonna assign is the extended drive. And then we're gonna push up the tech. Remember, always push up the tech. SCM 2.0 manufacturing was $130 per copy for this one because we're adding a drive. So we gotta add 2 drive bays, and I closed that, and I shouldn't have closed that. We're off to a wonderful start, folks. Okay, so we finally, here it is. XQ Pro, queued, yes. Design phase, yes. It goes right into the design phase because project is completely filled out. Release date, non-action. For info, you basically need 4 designers, 8 programmers, 1 artist. Release date, none. Consumer reach 109 mil. So we could review this. First things first, you assign a leader. A leader has to have 3 stars in automation. Has to be a leader, he has to have 3 stars in automation to manage a project. Highlight. Design teams, you select the design team, select the development team, select a secondary team if you have one. I usually put just the CEO. Support team, support 2. Pre-marketing, marketing and legal. Post-marketing, marketing, legal 2. SCM, SCM Depth version 2.0. Xcube is a prototype server. You always put the hosting server. Iteration cooldown, and I've never touched into that, never looked into that, so I leave it at 0. Hype, yes. Auto develop, yes. As soon as they release one, they start on the second one. But in fact, as soon as they release when they start on the second one, they'll just be making a new console with everything the same except for the technology. So I'm going to say no to this. Take this off because I want to be able to add another feature to that. So we'll do it through the dock. Only sequels. Yes. Use framework? No, we're not going to use framework. We don't have to use framework. The reason I don't use framework is I'm not sure the framework is going to basically increase the technology. You start fresh, you start with the latest technology. Single IP, no. The reason no for single IP is because we're doing only sequels. Use on licenses, post, marketing, handle marketing, and the support. This physical copies is no. We don't want physical copies. We're going to print, and we're going to print 20,000. We need to control that. Remember, this is $130 a pop to print, so that's why we keep it low. And that's why we don't do physical copies. Physical copies, of course, won't. What do I put on project management is the next question. The way I do it, if it's a grade or outstanding, I'll put it on project management. Like space was great, I'll put it on project management. Martians was outstanding, I will put that on project management. In fact, if we go to, these are not filled up. Once these filled up, we could assign those. We have a leader. Was part of the R2 teams, and she has 3 stars in automation. She's going to manage this, and as soon as she gets this started, options, and she's also going to manage this one. So in sports game, I usually take them to 280, and this one has one assigned. I assigned one, even though this was not filled out. So this is going to take twice as long to do because she's got to get it all filled out before they start. 2 things about project management. If you lose the leader, they retire, they die, the project has to start over again. Or taking the leader and swapping him with another leader and taking him. If you have a leader and you change them, take away their leadership rank, their project will basically go into the red and have a problem because you have to assign a new leader to it. Everything that was done is going to be lost. You got to be very careful with project management. The good thing about project management, we'll see later on, is once the project gets going and gets released, the support and the marketing will show up here rather than all the support and marketing. You're just going to have this one dock here. Support and marketing trail will be on this side. And this side will just show the design and the development phase. You'll always be able to go in here into the info and look up to see where you're at. If you take it over, it defaults to a design or development phase here. The docs will show here, just like the old ones. But I have never taken over a project after I started in project management. It makes no sense to do so. Okay, we're going to move forward and get architect builders out. Get these projects all set up. Let these leaders set up these projects. I wanted to look at Windows 3. Oh no, it looks like it's going into the yellow now. Beautiful. Who is not assigned a job? Let's go tasks. R2 doesn't have a task. CEO doesn't have a task. Core doesn't have a task. That's a problem. Okay, Core does not have a task. Who is the leader of Core? They have 3 stars. Beautiful. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do. The leader of Core, Joyce Hobbs, is able to hire because she has 3 stars in HR, so she's able to hire. So what are we going to do? We have to get this in development, Thunder's in development. All these games, we got to get them into development. So what we're going to do is, the teams have been set up. Okay, the teams have been design games and design games 2, game dev and game dev 2. They both have no one. I'm going to do borrow the leader from the core team. Just borrow her. Game dev. Look here, how many do we need? We need 6 programmers for this game and 3 artists. And we just moved Joyce into game dev. I'm gonna tell Joyce to go out and get a 6 programmers. I'm just gonna go for the 6 programmers. Let her get 6 programmers for that team. Man, she's getting 6 programmers for that team. You see the compatibility? 342. So let's go look at that team now. And she auto rolls them automatically. That's how it's set up in team management doc. Best rows get auto rolled. If you look in the doc, anything that does not get auto rolled is don't change. High for and best rows, I believe they both get auto rolled. I'm positive best rows get auto rolled. High for, I believe they also get auto rolled. Don't change is anything that doesn't get auto rolled, which makes sense. Okay, so we're gonna look at this team and just 2-1 network 2-2-3. 3-2, 2-2, 3-2. They really don't need the 3D that much, but that's the team. We're gonna take her, move her to game depth 2, and we're gonna go hire a leader. Game depth. The leader will be, I'm gonna use social because we don't need automation right now because of what we've done. Okay, game depth. We get automation. It's a perfect leader. That is a perfect leader. And we're going to take him. Not yet. We're going to look at everybody first. This guy only has 1 star. I don't even want to look at him. Okay, so that was him. Optimic Extrovert, my favorite. They get hired. How much is the compatibility in the game team? Look how low that compatibility dropped once we got a leader, which makes no sense to me, but okay. We select the leader, the compatibility just drops. There's no way around that right now. Not any I can think of. I'm going to give you programming, even though you don't have the skills, you can develop them. So that's your new leader, Harry Cooper. So why? This is going to development, that's why. And who's assigned to it? Art and Code, which is not right. Game dev and art. For game dev and art, I paid off. We're gonna do the same thing with game dev 2. So she could go hire somebody for us. We're gonna keep an eye on March. But in the evening, as soon as she gets in, she'll go hire us. Oh, then again, she's not gonna hire anybody because we're waiting access for you. So Thundercards, how many did we need? 7. So she's gonna hire 7. I told her to hire 7, she's gonna hire 7. As soon as she gets in, she's gonna hire 7. There it is. It's 2:47 a.m. She's not even in the office, and the system automatically hires them, I guess. Okay, we'll take her, put her back in core. Our job here is done. We're gonna look at core. Everything body's been to a 7. I prefer a little bit more system, but that's okay. So, compatibility for core 2 is 173. Game dev is 337. Once I took her off, why did this change? And why is this so low? See, I don't understand why it's so low, but whatever. I guess that was what was available in the market. Let's get him a leader. Socialization, game dev 2. That's design game, that's game dev 2. Optimistic and cocky. Social. I prefer somebody a little bit more social, but I guess we could take Yates. Let's see what this is going to do to our compatibility. Employees. What a row you. Change rows. You're going to create yourself an artist, huh? Okay, so we have a leader. The important thing is socialization, that they hold meetings to improve productivity and that they have to hear in education so they continue to educate the teams. In order for them to educate the teams, we have to have the budget in place. So let's see. This is salaries of 45, so this is set to 75. That's enough. Salaries of 41, this is set to 75. That's enough. And this is education set to -1. That means anybody who wants education will get it. So game dev 2 is ready to accept and start developing Thundercards. So let's go assign. Well, game dev 2 was assigned to that. And Martians. Does have game dev 1. With this, the only thing I want to do is take them off and assign art 2. And what kind of art do we need? Audio 2D and you only require 2. So we're going to get 1 audio, 1 2D. Art, this, 1 2D. And it's going to be art 2. Okay, when I look for artists, I look for artists who concentrate on nothing else but art. Like this guy. He has these skills here. I wish he didn't. Cocky activist. He's great compatibility. He's got good art skills. So Emily Stone is my favorite right now. That'll be my second. That'll be my third. Now, does Emily have more art? Yeah, Emily has more art. You see how that line jumps here? Okay, Susie. Emily has more art. We're going to have higher Emily. And we're going to get another artist with audio. And eventually we'll add an artist with stuff. Great. And this is great artist. She's got optimistic flirt. So I prefer this to be at least filter here. That's better. See how that jumped? That's better. And one more look at this. This one's even better. But she's got too much going on here. Too busy. Here. Let concentration in just one art to concentrate on art. We're gonna hire Stacy. We're gonna come here to art 2. Remember, they're not auto roll because we hide them, so we have to auto roll them. When the leader hides them, they automatically auto rolls them. And develop, so we have 2 and 2, 2D and audio. And that's going to cover game 2, art 2, design 2. I pair them off, and that's the way I have them paired off in the PMs. That way I'm always using the same people for the same things, and I don't get lost in reference to who was doing what, who has been doing what. Martians in space are down as prototypes for the software, so as soon as we could add them. As soon as this gets filled out, I could basically just go into auto develop and only sequels, and those tools get into development. Martians in space will automatically start developing, designing, and then developing. So that's it, just a project management. And if you look here, project management allows a leader to take over a development cycle by automatically designing new products and delegating work to specific teams. This is a blank one. All you gotta do is fill it out. Before you fill this out, I would love to make sure that whoever's assigned to it has 3 stars in automation. It makes no difference what team they're on. I prefer to have a programming team doing the project management, but it doesn't make a difference. You assign your teams, design teams. Only if I net these out to 0, what would happen going forward? This is always design. This is always everybody else except support. Support is always going to be there. Post marketing is always going to be the same. Legal 2 and marketing 2. We get rid of core. SCM, that's always going to be the same. Prototype depends on what you're going to be developing. The server, I like to use the hosting server. I usually go 300 for OS, 280 for games. Auto develop, no. Only sequels, depends. Framework, I always say no. Use on licenses, yeah, you should use on licenses. Handle marketing, yes. Handle support, yes. Physical copies, I usually just put 10,000. Print, depending on the product, 100,000, 50,000. If it's hardware, only 20,000. That's just going to print. Now, whatever it's going to print here is going to print up until you release it. After release date, you have to set a new maximum or limited prints, whichever one you want to do. And you could do that by selecting it here, start printing, and selecting here what you want to do. I prefer to go here, select and set limited, maximum. I usually do a maximum. You could do a limited. That means it'll print 300,000, and then after the 300,000 is printed and used up, you gotta set it a new amount. Maximum, it will print 100,000, and whatever it sells, it'll continue to print to keep the 100,000 in stock. I guess we could. If some of these are irrelevant now, like this, if you look at this, Martians. Spray of $70. I'm trying to see if it sold anything last month, but can't see that yet. In stock 9,000, refunds 3. Past month 39,000. But this thing is still selling. Last month's 14,000. Oh, look at this. Bars, bad, and still making us a profit. But this will not be a prototype. I would never use that as a prototype. Right now it's slick. I believe it has Windows OS as a prototype. No, it doesn't have anything because we changed it. And so we're going to have to change this. See, the minute we change it, this has to start over again. I don't want to use Windows OS Pro, but I don't want to use this. So we're going to, what are we going to do with this? How did you cancel? Cancel here. That's how you cancel it. Cancel there. So we canceled that hardware because we changed this PCOS to hardware. Okay, so if we look here, they got 4 out of 4. Let's roll on that way. This is April. We have a release tomorrow, May. So let's just do a press build. The release is tomorrow. We release tomorrow 336,000. Let's move into tomorrow, get that out of the door. So we have 2 or 3 items more to add to games and games. So both games and games 2 will be added to project management. As soon as these releases go out the door, great or outstanding, we'll start adding them. The ones that have been out there will also be added. The ones that have been released as outstanding, those will be added. Monthly profits. That was a lot hiring. Somebody said they wanted to see the tracks, so we'll go view the tracks next after we do this release. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. Calling in sick. We're gonna release this. Okay, this is the hype, so I'm currently not losing any. We're gonna release this. Yes, budget 0, 2 teams. The 2 teams, remember, legal and legal 2. Propose. Yes. We got 50,000. That's support. Now this goes all the way down below the last project, which was support for wins. Marketing architect goes up. That's what's good about PM. All this is going to go away. Once everything's on PM, you're just going to see the PM here. PM docs, all this is going to go away. This marketing press release. That's what you got to do for that. Marketing is blinking press release. Okay, that takes care of that. This is going to go into development. Who's assigned to this? Assigned to. Okay, this is great. And this is going to go into development soon. And I'll be glad when we start getting rid of all of these. Okay, let's move on. Get some daylight in here. Then go look at tracks. We just did a release. Remember, as soon as you do a release, the report keeps the teams busy and you want the most active. And that's the first one you want to choose. And that's the second one you want to choose. And then let's choose this one. Let's just do 3. I'm trying to do 3 at a time. According to 3, and then we'll add something else. If our teams are not busy, we'll add them to the next one. Did we do space and Martians to Wins Pro? Did we port space and Martians to Wins Pro? No, we did not. That was a fail. That's Martians. We gotta do space. You can only do one at a time. Wins Pro right here. Select it in green. Okay. We have research going on. We're gonna look at research in the next. Let's just get into the daylight here. Everybody's coming to work. We're gonna go down. Do we have any print deals that we need to have? No printing deals. Printing and hosting is turned on. Have any print deals? The only thing I want to look at also is distribution. We have distribution on. We're still at 5%. Let's push this 7. Usually push it up 1% every year. Okay, so nothing in print. So let's go do this. Nothing in print, so let's go print something. Software. Let's go 100 there. The 100 in stock there, 100 in stock. This we could reduce. This space we could reduce. We don't want to reduce it too much because so what we're going to see now is mostly architect that's going to be printing. And here they go, folks. Here they go. And follow them down. I hope I'm not making anybody dizzy. I'm just focusing on one box that way. I don't get dizzy. And there goes the drop. So what happens after the drop? And why do they drop? They drop to get across the street. They go into the, there you go, divider. One sends it to one lift, the other one sends it to the second lift. We go upstairs. I'm gonna leave it here. I'll let you guys watch the pickup. Stay safe, keep those around you safe. LatN'sStrategyGuides.